Musician's Corner on Timeless and Irish with Billy Donegan.
So here we are today at Drushan Castle. Our guest today is Annmarie O'Riordan. Annmarie, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Billy. I'm glad you made it all the way to Drushan Castle.
You started doing music or singing seriously at a very young age. So take us back to that, how you got started.
So, Billy, I started singing from a very young age. I'm from a household full of music. My grandparents on both sides sing and play music, and so do my parents and my brother. So it was actually my primary school teacher, Mrs. Sheila Healy, that entered all my class in the local Féile Ceol, so Mill Street Féile Ceol. And this was when I was 5 and I sang Teddy Beag Alling, and I won my first gold medal then. And following that, I was singing in loads of competitions and flas and in score competitions, and the recording started then when I was about 11 years of age, when I sang Pádraig Ó Macree on a Comhaltas Comhaltas Éireann album. It was an album of Cork singers, and then I decided, my parents said, we'll put an old album together maybe. We started with a couple of songs and then we kept going, and it was Mike Fitzgerald encouraged us to try another song, and ended up then with 16 songs of an album in harmony handed down, and I released that. And following that, people seemed to like me, which my family will never understand how people took such a liking to me. But I went singing then at the second album with songs which included J.J. Reedy's The Story Tell You Is True and Cura Clare, which were songs that did an awful lot for me. And they allowed me opportunities to travel around America and Canada and all over Europe. And a special place I was thinking of today was when I sang in San Miguel in the Azores, which is one of Portugal islands. So the songs have allowed me to travel the world and meet wonderful friends through the music. So I'm ever grateful for all that second album, and then I had album 3, 4 and 5 after that, and I'm at my 6th album now at the moment, Billy.
And one of those albums, of course, yielded one of your biggest hits, The Story I Tell You Is True.
Indeed. So The Story I Tell You Is True, it's a powerful song, and it has the power to evoke fond memories of bygone days for people. It's a song written by the late, great J.J. Reedy, and through the song I became great friends with JJ's mother. She's the late Nora Reedy now, and it's the song, I suppose, for country people like my grandparents. They kind of went through that, the spantling the cows and walking to school and the half door, and there's a lot of fond memories for people, and I think maybe old generations can relate a lot more to the song. And it's a song that every song I sing, I have to know exactly everything I'm singing about, because you're just telling a story through song. So when I heard that song first, I sat down with my grandparents and I said, come on now, we'll talk about this. So they went through every part of the song and what it meant to them. And when I realised how powerful the words, I said, I have to record this and share this with people. So it was a beautiful song, and I'm very proud of singing it every day since. So.
Comes through for a while through my memory, and I'll tell you of times long ago, when we walked to school summer and winter, barefoot through the fields we would go. I remember our little church cottage on the half door led into the hall, the crane or the fire in the kitchen, and the grandfather clock on the wall. Oh, the stout years was cured with the poker, and potting set cured the view. The bacon it hung from the ceiling. Sure, this story I tell you is true. We went in the trap to Mass Sundays, and Grandad would wear his best hat. The priest would recite from the altar, and the women in different seats sat. Matchmaking was part of tradition, and at night, when the tailor would tell the ghost stories, all the children would shiver with fright. Oh, the stout is cured with a vodka and porcine, they said, cured with glue. The bacon it hung from the ceiling, sure this story I tell you is true. Sound of the anvil and the burning horse hoof we would smell as we passed the port shore in the evening, which water we fetch from the well. We spancelled the cows before milking, tie the horse to the wall through the shoe. His collar and tames, his winkers and reins, the harness we kept it like new. All the snouches were cured with a poker and a porcine and secured the glue. The bacon is hung from the ceiling, sure this story I tell you is true. For miles to the fair in the darkness, with our animals we walked with delight. The wheeling and dealing was over, everyone waged on for a fight. Now I hope that in telling this story I haven't detained you too long, for there is so much more I must tell you someday in some other song. Oh, the sound was cured with a poker and porcine, they said cured with glue. The bacon is hung from the ceiling, sure this story I tell you is true. Sure this story I tell you is true.
The story I tell you is true, sung by our guest today, Annmarie O'Riordan. Annmarie, your second profession, of course, is as a teacher.
It is indeed. So I'm a primary school teacher and I qualified from Mary Immaculate College, and I was very lucky to attain a job so local in Kanturk, in the girls' school in Kanturk. So a big shout out to everyone in Kanturk and to all the children if you're tuned in today. So primary school teaching, I suppose I'm very lucky that I'm afforded the opportunity to work at two of my great loves, so educating children and singing, and I get to utilise music in the classroom as well. So as I said, I graduated from Mary Immaculate College and I love teaching, and then I decided to further myself again and I undertook a Master's in Christian Leadership in Education, so with a focus on theology and religious education and the leadership aspects of being a leader in a primary school as well. So I've recently qualified from Mary Immaculate College with that as well now. So please God, we'll have a graduation there in October. So yeah, that's the undergraduate and the master's in bag so far anyway. I don't know if I'll go as far as a doctor yet, we'll see. I don't know, does it sound well though, Dr. O'Riordan, Billy, what do you think?
Dr. O'Riordan has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, we'll see about that, yes. But no, I love primary school teaching, and it's a great love of mine to educate children, and I love the singing, and I've a great load of interest as well. I'm trying to get we have a farm at home as well, so that's another passion of mine. But it's, as I say, Billy, it's very good to stay busy.
Obviously, COVID has an effect on all the performing, and you probably haven't performed live for quite a while. But recently you did an online concert. Tell us how that was organised.
I did indeed. I said, you know what, it's about time for me to reconnect with people, because people were doing the concerts all throughout COVID, and I said, no, if I'm doing it, I'm going to do it right. So when the restrictions eased a bit, I got my band together. So I had the four men in my band, Alan Finn and Ger Nocton, Brian O'Leary and Anthony Holmes. People say they're the best looking band in all of Ireland, and I said that's how they got the job. I said it wasn't for their musical skills, it's how they were good looking, so it's a great help. It's easy look at them anyway. So I asked the four lads, I said, come here, will we do one of these Facebook lives? So they all said yes anyway. I don't know if they were afraid to say no or not, but they all agreed to it. And we wanted a big enough area, and we went up to Rochestown Park Hotel. They were very, very accommodating. They said we could use a room, and they were very, very good to us above. So I had Cal Callahan recording it, and Tony O'Flaherty was doing a bit of sound there to make us try and sound a bit better than what we actually are. So I think it worked anyway. People seemed to like it. So it was great to actually reconnect with people and read what people were saying, and be able to talk back and things like that to people. But I suppose the strangest part of it, all right, was when you sing a song and you put your heart and soul to it, and there's no round of applause. Sure, I got an awful end. So I was there, finished the song, and we were just waiting and nothing there happening. But I was assured then by people after that they were clapping at home, so that made me happy again. But it was actually brilliant to get back together, because I hadn't seen my band with so long, and we got to sing a few songs and tell a few stories, and it was most worthwhile, and I'm hearing feedback about it since. So I'm absolutely delighted I did it, and even just to reconnect with the lads again, and please God, we'll be doing it for real sometime soon again.
And our videos today, of course, are taken from that particular concert. And this next song is also your new single, which is Shanna Golden.
It is indeed. It's a beautiful Sean McCarthy song, Shanna Golden, and it's a song which I learned from I suppose I was gifted to learn a lot of songs from my grandparents on both sides, so I learned this from my late grandfather, a song called Shanna Golden, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Oh, the cold winds from the mountains are calling soft to me. The smell of scented heather brings bitter memories. The wild and lonely eagle up in the summer sky flies high o'er Shanna Golden, where my young Willie lies. I met him in the winter time, when the snow lay on the ground. The Irish hills were peaceful, and love was all around. 21 years old, a young man in his prime, we were married, my darling Willie, by the eve of Christmas time. Do you remember, darling, when we walked the moonlit road? I held you in my arms then, I'd never let you go. Our hands, they were entwined, my love, all in the pale moonlight, by the fields of Shanna Golden, on a lonely winter's night. Call to arms, love, and the hills, they were aflame. Down from the silent mountains, the Saxon strangers came. I held you in my arms then, your young heart wild with fear, by the field taught them, darling Willie, all through those summer days. I heard the rifles firing in the mountains far away. I held you in my arms, love, your blood ran free and bright, and you died in Shanagolden on a lonely winter's night. Ah, but that was long ago, my love, and our sun grows fine and tall. The hills, they are at peace again, those Saxon strangers gone. There are roses on your grave, my love, there's an eagle in the sky, flying high o'er Shanagolden, where my young Willie lies. Where my young Willie lies.
That's the latest release there from Annmarie O'Riordan. So, how have you been dealing with the COVID thing as a teacher and as a singer? As a singer, obviously, nothing, but.
Well, primary, as teaching now, all right, during the lockdown, teaching from home, which was very challenging for the students, the parents and the teachers as well. It was just trying to do videos and communicate online through different mediums with videos, and it just was very, very challenging for everyone involved. But once the schools opened up, then again, it was great to get back to normality and to actually do what I was trained to do, which was educate in the classroom. And I think it was very good for everyone involved that schools were open up again. So then back to school then was a bit back to normality and working away as normal. I also had, as I was saying about the masters, I was doing that as well at the time, so that was keep me busy, and also building a house as well, which is another thing that is keeping busy, and planning a wedding then as well. So it was, I wasn't idle, we'll say anyway, Billy. I wasn't idle during lockdown, so everything happens together, but everything's progressing anyway the way it should, so that's a good thing.
And has a date been decided for the wedding?
It has, the 25th of June 22. Please God, I hope all this COVID will be gone by then, because I want to have a good old get together. So hopefully, you would say anyway it should be all right for then. So we'll have a great old day that day anyway, Billy, and give me a good old send off to the field next door to home. I wouldn't go too far.
So is there anyone now you'd like to say hello to or thank or whatever?
Well, I'd like to thank especially now the Donegan family for allowing us to use the beautiful grounds of Droshan Castle here today. So I'd be great friends with Nosy and Maureen, and thanks to Thomas, Gina, Martina and Barry as well. They're a fantastic family for Mill Street. They're after bringing so much to Mill Street, and they're very good to even allow the local singers like me to use their grounds, and very supportive of me throughout the years. So I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank, I suppose, as well yourself, Billy, for having me on the show today. I'm delighted to be here, and I hope that your viewers have enjoyed listening to me rabbit on a bit, and I know that your listeners are so good to me on the radio, and thank you so much as well for having me at the concerts. Please God, we'll be having one of those Timeless and Irish concerts again soon, and I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone watching here now today, and that listen to me and support me, because only for you supporting me I wouldn't be able to do what I love best, living my dream as sharing my stories through songs. So thank you very much, Billy, and to everyone watching now today, and so I hope to see you all again soon, and see you hopefully at a concert venue, and we'll have an old chat and get to meet you all again, because that's my favourite thing, meeting great friends through the music. So thank you.
Musician's Corner on Timeless and Irish with Billy Donegan.